Hey everybody, Liberal Gun Toter back with another video. Today's video is going to be on automatic powder dispensers. On the left we have the Hornady lock and load automatic powder dispenser, and on the right we have the RCBS Chargemaster 1500. Let me start off by saying they're both pretty good automatic powder dispensers. I started off with the Hornady, and then I picked up the RCBS, and there is a difference between the two. Let me start off by saying that I prefer the RCBS. The Hornady is a pretty good one, but it's a lot slower. When I'm using these automatic powder dispensers, I'm trying to do my hand loads for my load development. So I'm not using the multi-stage presses to run many loads. I'm just using the press to basically do a single load at a time. I'm using these automatic powder dispensers to speed up my process. If I'm trying to, do 10 grains of auto comp we have here in front of us, I want my 10 grains ready by the time I've already seated a bullet and crimp the bullet to my desired length. I want to just keep the process flowing. These automatic powder dispensers speed up my process as opposed to hand trickling or hand pouring or scooping powder, however you do it. So that's why I use the automatic powder dispensers. They don't get used a lot, but when I do use them, I need them to be spot on, and I need them to be fast, or not fast, but relatively fast. As you'll see here, and hopefully you'll see on the video, the Hornady can be very, very slow. It usually gets right up to the 10th or a 20th of a grain off where you want to be, and it takes forever to get that last 10th or 20th of a grain out. Now, with that being said, we're making the video. It probably won't happen that way, but we'll see. The RCBS tends to be slower to the lead up, but it's consistent and it ends faster. So, without further ado, I'm just going to jump right into it, and we're going to try 2.5 grains of auto comp. Oh, later in the video, I'm probably going to switch over to, this is really the only extruded powder I got here, the Accurate 5744. It's a short stick extruded. We could try that too. And I do believe that the reason the Hornady does that is because of that extruded powder. It's thinking that, or it wants to go slow to trickle out the small kernels of powder. But from what I'm usually doing, it sucks. And if that's the case, I wish they would have a button on there that would say flake ball, and then a button that would say extruded. You can also adjust the speed, but we'll get into that a little bit later. I'm going to show you a speed adjustment on there, and hopefully we can get that to work a little bit better. So let me start off with my 2.5 grains of auto comp. 2.5. Go over here to the, and I'm going to try to hit dispense at the same time so you can get a good gauge. They both have the auto dispense feature, where once you return the cup back to the scale, they should automatically start dispensing powder back out. But you'll be able to see that feature at work too. But let's get started with the dispensing. 2.5 grains of auto comp. RCBS started a little bit quicker. Hornady, as you see, got up there quicker. It's about the same right there. Both of them hit about 2.5. If you noticed on RCBS, it also gives you a count. It told you that this was the first in this sequence of loading, which can come in handy when you're reloading. So you know that if you are on 11 and you only have 10 bullets that you've already loaded, you might have a problem. So you're probably going to want to pull those bullets before you double charge and blow up something. But that's another conversation. So they hit about the same time on that one. See, like I said, this video, the Hornady is going to want to show up and show out. So we'll see here. We'll start it again. The Hornady's up to 2.4, and it'll stay there forever. It'll take a while for it to get up there. The RCBS is up to 2.5. Okay. So picture my workflow. I take the powder off of here, I'm dumping it into the case, I'm seating a bullet, and then I'm crimping a bullet, and I'm coming back for another charge for my next one in progression, progression. So the Hornady, while it was actually not that bad that time, it can be very, very slow. If it gets to 0.2 grains, it's going to take forever. Let's give it another go and see what happens. And hopefully I'll get these on here at the same time so you can see. RCBS started faster. Hornady's going to get up there quicker though. Then it's going to stop around 2.4. And it's going to trickle out very, very slow. RCBS, although it's taking longer to get up there, it'll hit the 2.5 first. And generally, that's what happens. It just does a better job at trickling the powder out. We'll see how long this Hornady takes, and I'll just talk to you guys while we're waiting for it. Some of the other issues that I have with the Hornady is that the cleaning process is not more complicated. It's just the angle of the chute that drops out the powder, which is going to be right here, is not as good as on the RCBS. The RCBS is a bigger hole, and it dispenses the powder. It takes the powder out of the unit quicker. You heard the beep, I'm sure there. So it finished up, but you see that time difference in there. That's too long, if you ask me, and that's relatively short for the Hornady. Trust me. Now there is a way to kind of make this work a little bit better. So let me see if I can do that here. Oh, the speed is already on fast. Oh, so the speed already had turned on the fast. That was from my last attempt of recording. So that was the fast setting. When you normally get it, let me switch it over to normal, and we'll do 1 so you can see how it works, but that's on the fast setting. Let's switch it to normal. This is how it normally comes out the box when you buy it. And then we'll switch it back over to fast. I'm going to return them at the same time here. RCBS starts quicker, but it's, like I said, it's slower to get up there. This is your Hornady. We're not going to sit up here and wait for it all this time, but it's at 2.3 now. This is what I was talking about when it gets to about 0.2 grains. It can take forever to get to that last little bit of it. Just so you guys get a fair view of it. I was going to talk about it later in the video, but the fix or the semi-fix is to change the speed to fast. And that gets you around a lot of that. But you can still see, even with that one set on fast and this RCBS set on normal, the RCBS still beats it. Now you can go into the RCBS and you can tweak the settings, and I think you can do that on the Hornady too. You can go in there and tweak the settings, but video's not about that. I'm not about to tweak it. This is just the unit itself performing. It's going to take a while, so I'm not going to bore you with waiting on it. We're going to switch it back over to fast. See if I can do that. Nope, I can't do it while it's dispensing powder. Hopefully that was enough to knock it into the right. So, oh, hitting the wrong button. Change it back over to fast. That's good enough. Even if don't worry about it. We'll get it. We'll do a different load this time. So let me cancel them out here. Now this one's set on fast. So let's try 10 grains. 10 grains. 10 grains. And we're going to dispense, and we'll see which one goes faster. As you can see, the RCBS got up there quicker. And the Hornady overshot. RCBS is going to hit 10 grains exactly. I don't know where that stopped at, but we'll see here. That's the problem with the Hornady and having it on the fast setting, is it can overshoot, and it will overshoot. I don't want to say too frequently, but I say two to three out of your 10 charges will overshoot. We'll see here. We'll run a couple and hopefully it doesn't overshoot again and the product sells itself and convinces me that I'm wrong. But we'll see. I've been dealing with these products for quite some time. So, oh, I guess we should have saw what it was over, how far over it was. 10.3 is where that's at. Let's dump the powder out. It should still auto dispense, so over again at 10.4, and the RCBS is coming up on 10 perfectly. Herein lies the problem with the Hornady. They have got to be able to modify the software to get this thing to run better. I mean, I can't understand why it constantly does this. As a consumer of the product, I'm all about saving money. I'm all about getting or spending less if you're getting a good product. But in the case of this Hornady, spending less doesn't mean that you're buying a bad product. It's just you're going to be more frustrated with it and how it works and tweaking it to get it to work for you properly. The RCBS, yes, it costs more. I think the RCBSs are going for around $279 and could be a little bit more than that. And the Hornadys are going around $179. So there's $100 difference there. For the average consumer, $100 is a lot. I'm a guy that loads on a Loadmaster. I love inexpensive products that do the job. That Loadmaster does the job. I know that even though I'm spending considerably less than a Hornady press or a RCBS press or Lyman press or whoever else's press, I know that I'm still getting a great product that works well for me. The Hornady, it's not garbage, it just needs to be tweaked. You can probably get it to run fairly well for you. And we're going to switch over to some stick powders and see if this trend continues. I honestly don't know how it's going to act with the stick powders, but we're going to find out here. So I'll be back with you guys in a second once I get the powder measures cleaned out, and we're going to start another segment here. All right, everybody, we're back. I'm going to start the video back up. As you can see, I switched to powder. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not in the video, but I did switch the powder over to this short stick extruded powder. I also primed the dispensers, so they do have powder inside of them already. I already ran a small charge just to get the tube filled up, so we won't be having any issues with that. So we're going to kick this off. I'm going to start off the same way, basically. Extruded powders, I'm probably going to start off a little with higher numbers. So let's start with 5 grains, and then we'll work up to 10, and maybe we'll do some 20 in there too. So 5 grains. 5 grains. Got 5 grains on both, and we're going to dispense. Also, just real quick, I still have the Hornady on fast. I don't know if it's visible on camera, but it is the little arrows there on fast. I'll turn it down if we need to, or turn it to normal or slow, which are the 3 settings that you have on it. So let's go ahead and dispense. Looks like the Hornady is up to 5.2. RCBS is up to 4.8, 4.9, 5 grains, and it stops. So right off the bat, the RCBS hits it out the park, and the Hornady overthrew by, looks like 0.3 grains or 0.2 or 3 grains there. So let's give it a go again, see what happens. And again, this is on the fast setting. We get another overthrow here. I'll turn it down. Looks like it overthrew again over there on the Hornady. RCBS is chugging along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to slow this down. I'm going to change this speed to normal. That's slow, and now we're on normal. And the RCBS is at 5 grains. Just waiting for it to be stable to give a beep. There we go. All right, let's see if the Hornady does better. That could be just a settings thing right there. So let's see. They both should restart automatically. Let's go and see which one does it again. RCBS starts first as normal. Hornady gets up there a little faster. It's up to 7, 8. Well, looks like the RCBS is done at 5 grains, 5.1 grains. So it is slightly over. 5.1 grains. You guys should know by now with the extruded, sometimes you don't hit the perfect grainage when you're, if that's a word, when you're reloading. It depends on what I'm doing, if I am going to accept it or not, but generally I wouldn't accept that. I would just toss it back because again, when I do this type of loading with these auto dispensers, I am developing my loads for my tests. So I want it to be as precise as possible. There goes the Hornady. So the Hornady hit it. It just took longer. Let's try it again. See what happens. Try to get these returned at the same time again. Okay. Both should zero out. And RCBS zeroes out first and gets going. Hornady kicks off quicker. Gets up to, looks like about 4.6 grains, and then it slows down. Looks like the RCBS is a little bit ahead again. Hornady pulls that one out. The Hornady pulled that one out. So it seems like it might be learning and actually getting better. To be quite honest, this is really the first time I think I've run this powder through this, through either one of these. So maybe the Hornady is just really good with extruded powders. We'll see. Still waiting on the beep, the confirmation beep. There we go. There's that count is 4. And we'll do one more just to see which one is, and let you guys make your own decisions there. I already told you my decision, so it's no real reason to rehash it. Look at that, the Hornady's almost there already. Looks like the Hornady's actually going to win this one again. It's trickling those grains out. They're both doing pretty good. They're both up there. Like, I mean, the Hornady was faster, but the RCBS wasn't far off of it. Look at that. It looks like the Hornady's learning, which is, I think, a function of both of them. They kind of learn what you're doing so they don't overthrow themselves, so they don't keep making the same mistake. But I turned it from fast to normal, and that made a difference. So that might be the big kicker. Maybe if you're doing really long stick powders, you're going to need to turn it to slow. I don't know. But it looks like, actually, it looks like the RCBS is over a little bit there. It went up to 5.1. Maybe I don't know if I bumped the table or something. But there you go. You guys can make your own judgments on that. Let's step up to 10 grains. See how that goes. Let's cancel these both out. They're both canceled out. Let's go up to 10 and see which one does it there. I think we're going to leave the Hornady on normal for now. 10, 10, and let's go with the dispense. Almost the same time I got them pressed there. Hornady is over. 10 grains being our charge. RCBS got up there quicker, but it's taking its time to get to 10 grains. For some reason, the RCBS just seems like it works better. Like I said, that's just my opinion. You guys form your own opinions. I mean, I'm just laying out the issues that I have and why I don't really use my Hornady one anymore. So we got 10 grains on the RCBS and 10.3 on the Hornady. One more go. Just for giggles, let's run these. Let's see if it learns and gets better. Let's not change the speed yet. Okay. It overthrew again. Looks like the RCBS being Mr. Consistent here on these 10 grain charges and taking his time getting up to 10. So 10 grains on RCBS again and 10.02 on the Hornady. Let's give it one more go because it seems like from the last sequence we did, it learned, and this third time, hopefully it won't overthrow. If it does overthrow, we'll just be done with it and move on. And we'll slow it down and see if we can get it, what it looks like on the slow setting. They both return. Hornady's off to a faster jump. Oh, it is still overthrew. Looks like 10.2. Still overthrew. Ten grains on the RCBS. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to switch it to slow and see if that helps. Let's see, speed. It's on slow now. See if that makes a difference. Ten grains on the RCBS. The Hornady is getting there. It's taking its time, but it's getting up there. At the point on the, I guess, 0.02 of a grain that it needs to get to 10, it's going to take its sweet time. That's the problem with the slow setting. We'll be here for the next half an hour. Just an exaggeration. But it got there. Just had to get those kernels out. There you go. There you have it. Let's go up to 20 and see. It's probably going to be the same thing at 20. But we'll do one just because I said we're going to do it, and I don't want you guys to call me a liar. Let me cancel these both out. Also, another issue point out on my Hornady is it wobbles. Just see it there, just a little bit it wobbles. RCBS, rock solid. I don't know why it wobbles. I looked at it. I really don't know why it's wobbling. I know why it's wobbling because something's not level as far as the feet on it. But to me, that shouldn't be. It shouldn't be doing that. Let me zero this out because for some reason it went up to 0.3. It just magically jumped up on me there. I don't know why. But let's go to 20. Just so you guys don't call me a liar. I don't want anybody to call me a liar. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Man, that RCBS kicked off quick. They both beeped at the same time, but one's not like the other. And that would be the Hornady over there. 0.03 over, and the RCBS is dead on. Once again. Let's see if it learns. That is on the slowest settings. I can't make it change any slower to be any slower than that. At least I don't think so. Maybe you can in those little menus I see people talking about on YouTube, but I'm not going through all of that. Let's try it again. RCBS is off. Hornady's off. Look at that. Hornady nailed the 20 right there on the head. So it appears to be learning. RCBS is on 20. We're just waiting for that confirmation. And we have it. So that one, it looked like the Hornady was a lot better. But that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's just a fluke for the machine. It just got lucky that time. Let's see what happens again. If it does it again, we'll run 2 more. If it does it again, or those next 2 times, I mean, maybe it just learned how to get the powder right all the way to the point and stop. There we go. RCBS always starts first. They same time. Look at that. The Hornady looked like it was going to be over a little bit, but it came back down to 20. So I call that a tie there on that one. They both did a great job. Let's get one more in here, guys, and then we'll just conclude. RCBS started quicker. And Hornady looks like it overthrew there at the end. I thought it was going to get it. RCBS is taking its time, and it is getting there, and it's going to drop to 20 there. So there we go. Let's see what the Hornady ended up with. Oh, it says it overthrew, but magically it's at 20. It makes no fucking sense. Oh, excuse me, guys. I didn't mean to curse, but there you go. And that's what I'm talking about with the Hornady. It's just so frustrating. I don't know why it does what it does. Maybe it's my lighting. I don't know. Maybe I'm in a basement. I'm in my reloading area in my basement. There's no draft down here. There's nothing walking by. It's just me sitting here with the camera in front of my my dispensers. I just don't get it. But anyway, you guys can draw your own conclusions. As for me, I'm keeping the RCBS, and I'm selling the Hornady on eBay, probably for somewhere in the ballpark of 150 bucks, maybe 120 bucks or something like that. If you guys see it on there, feel free to pick it up. It's mine, you know, and it's nothing wrong with it. So other than that, guys, you guys have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to start trying to crank out more videos now that I got everything working properly. My next video is going to be on my Loadmaster over here. We're going to be doing some 5.7s that I have loaded up to be for my subsonic rounds for my PS90. So, you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.